Hello, friends. This has been a minute. I'm so sorry it's late. It's been a crazy couple weeks. So, this is my January monthly bullet journal setup. I had this planned way back in November. I started on it in December, and then life got away. This bit I filmed was in December while I was house sitting. I got back from school. I was home for one night, and then I started house sitting for one family, and then partway through that house sitting project, I moved to start sleeping at another house and take care of their dog while I kept going back to the first house to take care of their animals too. In the middle of this was Christmas, and my best friend got married. So when I had free time, which I didn't really, I wasn't working on this. And then after the wedding, my brain and body were so fried, I had no desire to work on this. But it's finally finished. I didn't record the last section, I just did it and was like, hello, here it is, as I've done before with the weeklies. It was just the weeklies and gluing in some last minute assets. That was a whole lot. Sorry to dump that all on you. Anyway, here's my January spread. Despite the fact it took me forever, I really like it. This gray floral paper, you may recognize it from my yearly setup. This theme and the yearly setup are the same theme, because I like it, it's great. The vibes are dark garden tea party. And the colors are not actually as dark as I originally intended. I planned to have more black and gold, and just life got away. Honestly, I would probably still go in. I was gonna go in with my gold paint and splatter everything with gold paint, because you'll see in a little bit, you can see right there at the bottom of the screen, I painted some bees. So I was gonna do the bees and splatter gold paint like it was pollen, and just my life got away. But I might still go in and do that. But yeah, so January, in addition to being new year, fresh start, you want something you like, January is also my birthday month, so I always have a good time setting up my January journals. The first journal spread I actually put a decent amount of effort in was January. I had a few where it was it's a theme, maybe, but I had new book, new theme, quite a few years ago. Was it 3? I think 2020. Yeah, January of 2020, I think, was a journal I put a lot of effort into. For the time. Nothing compared to what I did now, but yeah. But yeah, so I've got this gold tissue. I don't know if I love it, but I do like it. It's the same thing I did with the other tissue. It's just kind of an interesting gold, shiny thing. And then I've got this burgundy paper, and then this blue and white pattern paper, which, that gives those China sets with, the white and the blue details, and I love it. It's so pretty. So I got a lot of that. I've got a lot of just floral tape. I've got a lot of floral tape that I got back in February. Not February. I know what I'm talking about. October. So using a lot of that. Here is some poetry. You can't really read it, but it's from a poem that I learned when I was in high school. And the last stanza talks about being in a garden and being surrounded by flowers and bees. And it's the poem is literally called Nostalgia. And it's interesting because I'm actually entering a point in my life where I'm still nostalgic as heck, but much less than I used to be. I'm looking forward to the future rather than looking wistfully into the past, or even just, I still have a good memory for the stuff in the past, but I'm eagerly looking forward to the future. But this poem, the last stanza, actually does talk about the future. Anyway, it just seemed appropriate, and I like it. So that's what those two little things are. You can see I haven't done the most of the front page yet, mostly because I was just intimidated. I have a little Dutch door here. Originally it was going to be a little bit more intensive, but it didn't happen. But look at this paper. Isn't it pretty? I don't remember where I got it. It's either from my family's stash or a friend gave it to me. But I only had the one piece. So I really needed to use it well. And I love it. I really love how it turned out. So yeah, that blue patterned paper, the burgundy paper, floral tape, gold tea-stained paper, and then beige bullet journal paper. And then at the end, I cut out a lot of, I painted way too many. I painted a bunch of flowers and bees. Specifically, I painted carnations. Something that I'm going to try to do this year is I want to work the monthly flower into every theme. I have a few worked out. A few are going to be a little bit harder, and if it's too hard, I might just not. But the monthly flower for January, or one of the month flowers, are carnations. And I like carnations. It also seemed appropriate because I was working on this journal during December, and my friend who just got married, the main flower for their wedding was carnations. So, I have a lot of pink carnations that are included in here, partly because they're a month flower, and they're pretty, and also because, you know, it's the first month that my friend is married, and it works, okay? So I got those, and I also painted the bees, and honestly, I am so stoked with how those bees came out. I don't know how that happened, but they turned out beautiful and fluffy, and they're incredible. I love them. I'm really taking advantage of my X-Acto knife with the spread. I love it, and I've been loving it ever since I got it, but man, I really used it a lot in this month. I don't know if I love the choice that I made to do the tape here on this Dutch door, but it happened. It happened. So as of right now, it's a week into January, and I have not used this. Unfortunately. I wish I had, but I haven't done much. I haven't needed to make long-term plans or lists or things because I haven't been doing anything. I mean, I have been doing anything. I've been working on a really, really cool writing project. Which I'll probably talk about it in the future, mostly because I am just so excited about it. But I've been working on that and recovering because yeah, with the wedding and stuff, I got sick right before the wedding, and then I was recovering, and then I didn't do a good job recovering and kept doing stuff, so then I was extra recovering. But I had a good New Year's Eve, hung out with friends, and then stayed home for a few days, and then hung out with more friends and was like, oh yeah, I miss people. Anyway, this will be useful, but right now, I just haven't needed it. And that always happens, you know, like the end of December, I also neglected my journal, and I feel really bad because it was so pretty. And I wanted to use it, but just too busy to be organized, right? I was making lists, but I wasn't doing anything else in it. So that's a little thing up there with carnations. This is carnations, and their Latin name, and what they represent. And in the poem, it talks about the Latin names of flowers. So, let me see if I remember it. I was in the garden then, surrounded by the hum of bees and the Latin names of flowers, watching the early light flash off the slanted windows of the greenhouse and silver the limbs on the rows of dark hemlocks. As usual, I was thinking about the moments of the past, letting my memory rush over them, like water rushing over the stones on the bottom of the stream. I was even thinking a little about the future, that place where people are doing a dance we cannot imagine, a dance whose name we can only guess. So yeah, that's the poem I learned my senior year of high school. I performed it in a contest. I ended up winning for my grade in that contest, which was a big, character-defining moment for me. I have a video series, a set of videos that are based around that I've been working on. I was waiting to get some specific footage, and then by the time I got that footage, I was tired, and I didn't get around to working on it, but I hope for that to come out this year. Anyway, so that poem holds a special place, and it really worked for this theme. And like I said, January themes are always just things that I like. More often than not, it's been bees. But yeah, so bees, tea, poetry, flowers, scrapbooking, organizing. Yeah, that's a good 75% of my interests. And then the rest of the notebook has everything else. Lists, notes for my game, notes for my writing, and just a whole lot of stuff. I hope this video doesn't, like, just disappear into the ether because it's so late. I know that happens. Some of my videos, my recent videos, have done surprisingly well. Obviously not, like, viral, but, much more popular than I was expecting, just because I, you know, hit the algorithm right, and that's nice, that's fun, it's encouraging to see. In any case, this is fun, it's fun to put out. Was it, I had a friend the other day tell me that she had just recently binged all of my videos, and y'all, I melted. It's great. It's great. So yeah, here's what I finished up till that point. I like it. It's practical, it's useful, it's pretty. I like the Dutch door thing. I forgot to do the tabs in the weeklies. I have a plan for next month, so I won't do them then either, but I'm sure they'll make another appearance. Alright, and here are the edits that I just made a full 2 weeks later. Here are my bee friends. I love them. And the little carnation. More bees. Just, there's bees everywhere. I painted them. I love these boys. They're beautiful and fluffy. Teacup. Not the most beautiful teacup I've ever painted, but I like it. It's good. It's good. And then the weeklies are very simple. I just did the tapes that I'd been using all throughout the book and put them in some of the blank spots. But here's some detail beauty shots, and it's also my cue to start wrapping it up. All in all, I like this theme. Starting out the year strong. Theme and artistic wise, maybe not schedule wise, but we'll get back on track. So there's a close up on that poetry. If you don't remember when I just said it, so you can read it. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. First video of the new year. I've got some other videos that I just want to put up, so I'm going to put them up pretty quick, and that's about it. Thank you for being here. Have a happy new year, and I will see you next time.